Hey guys, Bios Ramos, and today we are going to be going over the Miami Dolphins at the San Francisco 49ers this upcoming Sunday, October 11th at 4:05 p.m., and the game will be televised on Fox. So make sure you know where you're watching it at. Without further ado, let's get into the ESPN matchup predictor percentage of chance of winning. And the Dolphins are starting off with 19.9% chance of winning, with the 49ers having a 79.9% chance of winning, and a tie being 0.2% chance. Now, not the best odds. We had better odds last week going into playing the Seahawks, but I don't know why it's so low this week. But the spread is at plus 8.5 for the Dolphins, minus 8.5 obviously for the 49ers. Plus 280 for the money line, minus 370 for the San Francisco 49ers, and over under is at 50.5. Interesting take on that. And then when we look at some of the injuries, Jakeem Grant, wide receiver, is questionable. Darren Smythe, tight end, he is out. And then Shaq Lawson, defensive end, he is out as well. He hurt himself on the sack on Russell Wilson last week. He was grabbing at his shoulder because he kind of, I guess, overextended it or pulled it out of the socket. Something happened, but he got hurt. Nonetheless, let's look at the 49ers injuries. Akello Witherspoon, cornerback, he is questionable. Dante Johnson, cornerback, he is out. Emmanuel Mosley, cornerback, he is out. Ezekiel Ansah, defensive end, he is on injured reserve. And K'Wan Williams, cornerback, he is on injured reserve as well. And then speaking of some injuries for the 49ers, I believe Jimmy Garoppolo will play this Sunday, so it will be a little bit tougher to beat these 49ers, but it won't be impossible. But I'll get more into that after this. Just some interesting stats to look at. Our Dolphins are averaging 23 points per game. Meanwhile, the 49ers are averaging 26. And then when it comes to defense, Dolphins are allowing 24 points per game on average, and the 49ers are allowing 17 points on average. And then that's about it. I'm not really going to go too deep into like the yardages and stuff like that. But let's go over the first 4 games for both teams. So the Dolphins played the New England Patriots, Buffalo Bills, Jacksonville Jaguars, and Seattle Seahawks. We lost every game but the Jacksonville Jaguars game. And to be fair, those are some tough teams that the Dolphins played. Let's be real. Each one of those teams besides the Jaguars are above 500. And it is what it is. But when you look at the 49ers, their last 4 games, Arizona Cardinals, New York Jets, New York Giants, and the Philadelphia Eagles. So, the Arizona Cardinals, I believe they should be 3-1, if I'm not mistaken. They're 2-2, okay. And then they played the Philadelphia Eagles, who are not so good either, and they lost to them 25-20. And that was obviously without Jimmy Garoppolo, but even then, like, Nick Mullins is a decent backup quarterback, and even then, he got benched at some point in the game. But they only won to the New York Giants and the New York Jets, beating them soundly. Like, they literally had the same score against the Jets that we had against the Jaguars. So, some things to take away from that. But their strength of opponents have not been as great as the Dolphins have. So I think the Dolphins have a little bit more of a chance of winning this game than people are predicting, and even the ESPN matchup predictor is predicting. But it's going to be very interesting to see. Now, first and foremost, let's get into some things that we need to do in order to secure a win. So first and foremost, put pressure on Jimmy Garoppolo or whoever the hell the quarterback is going to be. CJ Beathard or freaking Nick Mullins. It doesn't matter. Whoever's the quarterback, put pressure on the quarterback. Quarterbacks don't like being pressured. It's plain and simple. But yeah, we got to get to the quarterback. We put some pressure on Russell Wilson last week, and I wouldn't say that it was really affecting him because it's Russell Wilson and he kind of like thrives under that type of stuff. But even then, like, just the quarterback doesn't like being pressured when they're throwing the ball. So make him uncomfortable and force whoever the hell is going to be quarterback to make errant throws and hopefully throw the ball towards Xavier Howard for an interception or stuff like that. And good news, Byron Jones is more than likely coming back to play this week. So the secondary is going to look a lot better than it has been in the past 2.5 games. But nonetheless, now let's keep it on the defensive side of the ball. Going to the secondary, we need to have less mental errors like the one that Noah Igbenogany had, and just other stuff like we're just letting people get past us on easy routes to defend that are, I think our secondary should be better at defending at. So those are some things that I need to speak on the defense. But when it comes to the offense, obviously we cannot have Ryan Fitzpatrick throw 2, 3, how many interceptions he wants to throw. Doesn't matter. That cannot happen. You will not win a football game, plain and simple, when your quarterback is throwing 2 or 3 interceptions. I went over that in my last video about the quarter season review. But nonetheless, offensively as well, we need to run the ball efficiently. This San Francisco's defense is not the worst defense in the league. They're actually pretty good. They do have some major setbacks, like having their star second-year player. He was a rookie last year, but his star player, Nick Bosa, tore his ACL, stuff like that. So just players getting hurt. I think Richard Sherman may be still hurt. I'm not sure if he's back yet. But if he is back, good for them. But he was the leader of that secondary. So offensively, no turnovers. Second, this is another obvious point. Run the ball efficiently and keep it going. Even if it's not working at some points, keep running the ball. Keep running the ball, because you keep running the ball, it opens up the play actions, and then play actions can make some big-time plays and possibly even touchdowns. Last but not least, offensively, no shade towards the special teams, no shade to Jason Sanders, because I love Jason Sanders. No shade to them, but we need to get in the end zone. We cannot just kick field goals, and then score a touchdown on our last possession. We need to get in the end zone majority of our drives. It doesn't need to be every single drive, but majority of our drives, get in the end zone, because if we get 2 touchdowns instead of 2 field goals in some of those possessions last week, we possibly win that game. I'm not saying that we 100% do, but we could easily have won that game last week. So those are some of the things you got to take away and understand. This is how we become a better football team for the Miami Dolphins. And that's about it. Don't want to spend too much time on this. I have some stuff to do, like homework and other stuff, like catch up on some sleep so I can watch some great football tomorrow and some great football today. Go you. It's all about the U, baby. And that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was really quick, really simple, but I mean, we're 4 games into it. Let's see what the Dolphins can do. 49ers are not the easiest team to beat, but they're not the hardest team either. So let's see what happens, and hopefully the Dolphins can get a win and make me happy, you know. But besides that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a nice thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and click the post notification bell option if you haven't done it yet. And lastly, fins up, baby.